Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I am Afro Goddess, and I have up here with me my lovely sister for Black Righteous Folks Home. And as you can see the title, we're going to get into the conversation within 30 minutes.
30 seconds.
And we're back. I said 30 minutes, y'all. I meant 30 seconds. And my sister corrected me. And my little brother in the chat laughing at me. Hi, little brother. Hi, twin. I know you was in here. Hey, twin. All right. So we're going to get into the conversation. Now, we all know the migrant crisis is out of control. I've been following it for a while. I've been watching different channels for a while, watching this stuff, and it is going to affect America. These people is not just in New York. It's everywhere. It's beginning to be everywhere, and they're coming by the dozens. Okay, like multiple bus loads at a time, to the point where so New York City had to give a time limit where these buses can come in, and I think it's from 9 to 12 that they will allow the bus to come in. So yeah, these migrants, they are getting a lot, okay, and I have a problem with it's migrants over Americans. That is a problem.
Amen.
You know, we got homeless people here in America. You know, they're kicking people out of, I've heard they even kicking out regular people that's in the shelter, that's been living in these shelters. They're even kicking them out just to house migrants. Now, let me say this, right? I don't have anything against migrants. I don't have anything against anybody who wants to make a change in their life for the better. But however, I do blame the government and anybody that's above. I blame them, because you got to understand these migrants can't get away with nothing that the government don't allow them to do, right? So I blame them. I do not blame the migrants to a certain degree. Why do I say that? Well, even these migrants' heads are beginning to be swole. They're really beginning to think that they are above regular Americans and that they are entitled to all of these things. For what I was told, they was given phones, iPads. They're getting food. They being sheltered. And I just recently learned that they are now beginning to start, the state's getting ready to start giving them vouchers. So once they start doing that, y'all already know what's going to happen. It's going to be everybody else that's been on this list. And what I mean by vouchers, I mean Section 8. And what's going to happen, all these people that's been on this list before and still on this list by the thousands, the migrants is going to come before them. And that is not right. That is not fair. Crime is also going up because of the migrants as well. And that's crazy. You know, what you think about that, sis?
I'm totally enraged, and I agree with everything that you say. This topic really frustrates me so much. That's why I was like wanting to hold off on doing it, because it makes me so high-strung upset. Because we are definitely being replaced and bypassed, and so many of us are going to have a negative effect behind this. Like you said, the vouchers. People have been waiting on these waiting lists for months, if not years. And to have these migrants just come along and say, we get first dibs, and so what if you're outside in the cold? So what? You have to wait. These people might not ever see housing anymore. That's how bad this has gotten, because they have so many migrants in the hundreds of thousands, not tens of thousands. It's hundreds of thousands. They're trying to make it a couple of million already is already here. So it is really depressing. Again, it's affecting Black Americans and all Americans, but more so Black Americans because we're already holding on by the hair of our chinny chin chin. We don't have wealth like other groups of people do. We don't have escape to go to in case of this and that and the other. We're just stranded right now. And I can feel the frustration and the pain, even if it's not affecting me. I can just imagine it. And it's upsetting.
It really is. And even though it seems like it's not affecting you, with some people that has experience with being around Spanish people itself, like I was telling you, how they're beginning to tell Black people that they're not the minority that we are, and that we're above them. I mean that they're above us, not we're above them, but they're above us. And I remember I was telling you, sis, that even at my job, when a lady came into my establishment to tell me, just because we didn't have anybody there that speaks Spanish, she got mad at me because the company is not, doesn't have someone to speak Spanish. She tells me, well, you need to learn to speak Spanish. And then she had the nerve to go out my door and try to slam the door. And, being me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to have that. So I went behind her after she slammed my door and told her, no, you need to speak English. Like, the nerve of you to be in this country, right, which is an English spoken country, to tell someone that they need to speak your language, in which when you go to any other country, you have to adapt to their language. Their language is not in English to accommodate you. So you're going to come over here and tell Americans we need to learn your language? The audacity. And I was offended by that. And I ain't even gonna lie to you. Had that not been my job and was just a regular person telling me I need to speak English, that would have went left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just,
yeah. I don't know how you held it together like you did, because I mean, you were just thinking about your job, but it's just I would have been so shocked by hearing that. And the fact that all these news with migrants, I think I probably would have got triggered. I think me personally would have been triggered.
Yeah, you would have. Because I was triggered, but it's like you said, I was thinking about my job, because at the end of the day, I got to live for me, and they still going to go on and continue to do what they do, right? So, yeah, I had to think about that. I also seen some videos. I hope I'm able to pull up some of these videos, whereas though it was migrants that's sleeping in these tents, right? And this was on, I think it was on Fox News, if I'm not mistaken, that these people was caught with brand new cars. See, these people are being that the state is giving them money. Now, this is what I heard. I heard they're giving, I think it was, I don't know if it was $2,000 or a little less than that per person per month.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And this is how they're able to get these lavish things, and then I was told it's $2,000 per family. Well, when you think about it, that wouldn't make sense. See, because if they're giving the family $2,000, right, then how much are they giving a person that's not in a family? So how much are they giving a single person when it's just them?
Ain't no telling.
Yeah, because it wasn't set.
I have a video on deck about this guy is really irate. He is a white guy. His name is Ford Boss Me. He's talking about our children come second to the illegal migrants, and he has he says language warning, but it's a 5-minute clip, and he's just breaking it down. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, let me adjust the chat just one quick second. Okay, just give me 1 second. Hello, Brother Michael, the big Taino. Hello. He said 8 hours, even $400 for 5 years. So are you telling me for 5 years They're giving $400, but what does the 8 hours got to do with it? I'm trying to understand um, what you wrote. And you said collect income taxes, but they cannot collect income taxes. Well, you can't collect income taxes if you don't have legal papers. You know, you need socials and all that other stuff. So that would make sense. Um, let's see. Yeah, so I don't know what you mean by that, Michael, if you can clarify that for me. But go ahead, sis.
Okay, again, this is about the migrant crisis. We're starting off with the hardest topic first, but we'll get through it.
Okay.
Hold on, let me turn this up. Tell me if you can hear it.
Okay.
Well, hold on, let me get it ready. Hold on.
I'm fucking hot right now.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
And I had to talk to a few people before I even made this video. Just to calm down. Just to calm the fuck down. So you mean to tell me these migrants in New York, in Brooklyn, they're getting evacuated from this airfield and they're being moved to James Madison High School? And they literally took the students out of school and said, go home. Go home. Go do remote learning at home. We're moving 2,000 migrants into this school right here. So you took the fucking kids out of school and had them go home to remote learn from computers and stuff. So you took their relationships away from them. You took their activity away from them. You took any kind of sense of being in a community group away from them and told them to go home and learn from home. Because you were more fucking worried about illegal immigrants here in the United States. How fucking stupid have you got to be? If I was the people in Brooklyn, I would have surrounded that school by the thousands and said, this is not happening. I would have tried to get every single freaking person in the community together and stood around that school. I don't care what it would have took. You would have taken me to jail had you been doing that too. My son or daughter, or unidentified object, whatever you want to call them, at this school, I would have been there with the rest of the parents protesting the living fuck out of this. Take me to jail. I'm not moving. You're not putting those people in place of my children. My children's education and well-being is more important than theirs. And I don't give a shit about what you think. I don't care if you think I'm a heartless human being or mine come first. Not yours, not them, not your money agenda, not whatever the fuck you're trying to prove. Mine come first. And if I gotta go to jail for it, I gotta go to jail for it. How many more of you are gonna fucking stand around and take this shit that's going on? Take it right up the fucking ass with no lube. How many of you are gonna do that? This is ridiculous, people. This is absolutely utter ridiculousness. They moved the students out of the school, told them to go remote learn and move migrants in. Oh, I'm so fucking, I'm hot right now. I'm hot. And I went and asked another Venezuelan dude that I know. I took a walk down the streets. He's been here for a couple of years. And I said, I know you didn't come here, right? But you're going through the whole process, the paperwork, doing everything. You're not on the taxpayer's dime. He pays rent and all that other stuff. He works his ass off. So what do you think about all this? And he said, I don't understand it. I don't understand why they're doing this to the people that are here. I don't understand why they're trying to create enemies with us and them, because that's what's going to end up happening. Is all of us are not, we didn't know this was going to happen. We didn't know this was going to go on. We didn't know that we were going to be put in the middle. We were going to be pitted against Americans like this. And I don't know what to do. He said, none of it makes sense to me. I work. I pay my bills and stuff like that. I pay taxes. I do all this stuff. I'm trying to do the right thing. And I see what's going on. And it doesn't make sense why the American government is doing this to their own people. And these other countries are allowing their people to just leave like this and not explaining to them exactly what's going on. It's a big fucking money scheme. It's the most disgusting form of legal human trafficking. We're letting it happen. There's got to be a breaking point. There has to be. This is absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe the people in Brooklyn let this happen. I would have had every single person around every single town or street or whatever, they would have been there lighting a fire under their ass. You're not doing this to our kids. How? I don't get this. Here's the pictures.
What do you think?
He was going off, but that's a fact though. How are you going to take the children out of the school? Are you saying that migrants is above education? We done came to that now too.
But
You gonna took the children out of the school just to put migrants in there? Are you kidding me?
They only did it for one day only though, because it was a white district and they went in. And so they emailed the parents back and said, we'll have school back open tomorrow. But if so, those same 2,000 people got to go somewhere else. Where are they going to go? Black neighborhood, more than likely. Black school, more than likely. And they're not going to leave once they put them there.
If they put them in the black neighborhoods, like the schools, and if those black people or whatever neighborhood that is, if they don't fight to have them to get that school back for their children, that's going to be a shame. Because now you can clearly see you can't do that to the white neighborhoods. You just can't do it. But you could do it in the black neighborhoods. And you mean to tell me black people ain't going to fight? If these people don't fight, I'm just going to, you know what? It's not I can do about it. But however, I'm going to be so disgusted. It is going to be unreal.
Think about the fact that they never let the people know until the last second. You know, most parents have to go to work. They assume that their kids are going to school so that they'd be stowed away while they go to work. But then they got sidetracked and told at the last second, hey, the kids will be home for Zoom. In other words, those parents couldn't go to work because they don't want to leave their kids at home alone. God knows what could happen behind that. You know what I'm saying? So most people had to take the day off.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What school was that? What grade was it? Grade school, middle school, or high school? Do you know?
I'm not sure, but it sounded like it might have been high school if I had to guess, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me find another video and see if they say it. They never really specified. They just said a school that is for children or kids. They didn't say children. They just said a school that's being used for migrants. They didn't really say what age range they were. But my last video, I showcased this about it. Let me find this small clip.
But here where it's going to be another problem. Okay, let's just say that they do kick the kids out of school. Let's just say for more than one day. Let's just say that you said for Zoom, right? All of these children that don't have access to laptops or computers, is the state going to give them these laptops or computers? See, because now the state is spending even more money because they have to provide these families with laptops or computers because they may not have it. So you're spending even more money. I don't understand the logic. All of this all for immigrants, though. How are you going to put these people before Americans? I'm stuck on that. I am just so stuck.
It's a high school, a New York.
It's a high school. Okay.
School. And it only happened for one day, but it was a white district. You want to hear the outrage of the people that got on the mics and they changed it all around. But like I said, we're white and we said so. All black people get together for a council meeting or whatever, and they can't change anything most of the time. But white people, if they get together, especially if it's in a suburb, they make sure that's going to change, because they're not going to allow white people to stay that upset. But they don't care if we're upset. Listen to this. Hold on.
The city decided to use their kids' school to house migrants who had to be evacuated from the Floyd Bennett Field during yesterday's storm.
The decision forced the school to shift to remote learning for the day. Jessica Formoso takes a look at how the city is addressing that disruption.
You're calling them dirty. You're equating them. You're equating them.
Tensions running high outside James Madison High School in Brooklyn Wednesday morning, where nearly 2,000 migrants spent the night braving the storm.
Our kids should not be used. The school should not be used. It's a sectionary for the learning. Our kids are supposed to be here feeling safe and be able to learn.
The city's decision to relocate migrant families from Floyd Bennett Field to the high school didn't sit well with parents and local officials, who say the administration put the needs of the migrants ahead of their children.
Migrants never went through the metal detectors, right? So we have no idea what these people might bring to the school and what's inside the school.
More than 80 buses pulled up to James Madison High School Tuesday evening. The family slept in the auditorium chairs and on the floor with blankets. By 4:15 this morning, they will all return to Floyd Bennett Field.
The shelter operations at James Madison High School, managed by Health and Hospitals, were nothing short of remarkable. They supplied essentials like baby formula, baby bottles, hot food, snacks, water, and blankets.
But some parents claiming they were never notified of the move, and what outraged them even more, the fact that students stayed home today and learned remotely.
None of the teachers signed up for remote learning, and the ones that did, from other parents that I heard, said good morning, posted the assignments, and just left.
Numerous hate calls and even a bomb threat was made to the school this morning. The NYPD investigated and gave it the all clear. However, officials say this type of behavior will not be tolerated.
These actions are not only deplorable, they are also criminal offenses.
This evening, students were back in the building for sports practice. School will be back in session tomorrow. Meanwhile, city officials were asked if they would use the high school again if another storm comes. They say they do not foresee using James Madison again. In Brooklyn, I'm Jessica Formoso.
They're not going to use their school again because, again, they're white district. But that's not going to be the case in a black district. And that's what but we need to start speaking up more and getting just as upset. And I don't know, like, did you hear that they did a bomb threat at that particular school where the migrants were at? They did a bomb scare.
No, I haven't heard of that.
It was on the video that I just played. They said that they did a bomb scare and they checked it out. It was all clear, but that's what they'll do. White people will make sure not to let the migrants be comfortable because they'll call in a bomb scare or whatever. So, yeah, I'm surprised you didn't hear that, but he just said it.
No, I didn't hear it. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. And this other video I got says 2 million NYC homes will go to criminals. Why? They're going to lace them with homes. 2 million people are expected to get homes, and they're criminals. These illegal aliens are criminals. They're not, legal. So if they're being treated better than, like you said, Americans, irregardless of whether you're white or black or whatever, but they are pretty much preferring the immigrants over us.
Like always.
Do you want to hear it?
I want to know, when is it going to be the end? Do you see an end anytime soon?
No. The Biden is going to ride this wave as long as he can. And he's going to frustrate us as long as he can. And I really feel in my heart of hearts that he is cackling in the background. He's enjoying himself. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows that he's enraging many people right now. And people are going to respond one time or another. And it's not going to be a positive response. It's going to be violence.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to be violence. I see it's going to be violence soon anyway, because it's a migrant takeover. Like they're just everywhere. They're everywhere, and it's going to be a migrant takeover. That's what I see. I see a lot of more people is going to get hurt. And it's crazy how these people are not vetted. You got all kinds of people coming in here that are killers, wheelers, dealers, just do all kinds of stuff, and you don't know where these people are. I even heard that now they have the cartels coming over here, and you can't even tell if they are cartel.
Exactly. They don't have no identification. Do you know that this one black guy, I wish I could find that video. I played it on my video. He's a councilman. He was saying that they're allowing migrants to get on airplanes without identification, but all Americans have to make sure that their IDs are fine or they can't fly, but they're just allowing them to come along without no form of ID. And one of the IDs that they're allowing them to use is their jail release information.
What?
Yeah. If they got out of jail, they can use that as a form of ID.
This is getting real crazy.
It is.
This is getting real crazy.
I'm gonna see if I can find that video, but I don't know.
Okay. The Big Taino says, I'm going to be honest, not all of them are no criminals. Some of them will be because the government is worse than ours. Are you saying, I'm trying to understand what you say. Are you saying over there that they're criminals, but when they come over here, they're not criminals? I'm trying to understand what you wrote, the Big Taino. If you can explain that for me a little bit more. Hello, King of Kampala. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, but it's very upsetting. I'm trying to look for him because he went in. He was like, I fought in war to stop this type of thing from happening. And here we are, just allowing people just full access to America without ID. You know what I mean? Like, I got to show my ID, and I'm the one that went to war for these rights that we supposedly have. And now it went out the window.
God, this future is looking very, very shaky. I would have thought it would be like another war of anything. Now it's people war. Now it's other countries against America, like literally like 101 type of war. Not in battle itself, but with each other.
Yeah. They're pitting them against us. And again, like you said, they're emboldened. The migrants feel like they have rights more than we got, and they're acting as such.
Oh, yeah. They'll tell you to your face. They done told me to my face. So, yeah. Yeah. That's why I said I don't blame these immigrants or whatever people, how they want to classify it, because you know how people, they like to use word play. But when you experience some of the disrespect that you get from people from other countries that's coming here and getting things other than what Americans are getting, you can speak on the outrage that you have for certain individuals or certain circumstances because you experienced it. Not everybody going to experience the same thing. You got some people that never experienced it at all, and then they have a different view of it as if everything is peachy cream. No, we're not going to play that game. I'm not going to allow you to play that game because I know better.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Now, here's a video. I couldn't believe this. This guy is in the hood, and he just walking around, and he sees some migrants that made up their own makeshift spot with a recliner they done found. And they got beer that they've been drinking, and they're passed out. And what they have is in a bag some chickens they done found somewhere. And the chickens are still alive, tied up while they're passed out. Listen to what he had to say. It's kind of
so was they gonna were they gonna eat the chicken? Sell the chicken? What they do with the chicken?
They're gonna eat the chickens when they wake up, I guess, from their sleep.
What the Okay,
Listen
go ahead.
to this. This is funny. I mean, it's funny and fucked up. Hold on, let me turn it on.
Couch, a reclining.
Hold on, let me start over.
Bro, you can't make this up. The migrants found a couch, a reclining chair, and they set it up on the property. Look, his foot is all propped up. Look, he's all comfortable. All he needs is an 80-inch TV on a wall mount mounted to the tree on the property. And he's all set. Look, he got all his beers that both of them dudes is out here drinking. You're about to see his man. Look at his man. Drunk as a skunk, knocked out. These are the people that they say, yo, they came here for a better life and this and that and the third. Bro, you cannot make this up. The proof is in the pudding. There's nothing going on. Like I always say, they not trying to do nothing. They not working. They just laying up and just living off the hood land, like I always say. And watch, you're gonna see something crazy. So I go out to clean up and I see this bag moving. I don't know if it's a kid in there. I don't know if it's a dog. I don't know if it's a raccoon. It turned out to be 2 chickens that these dudes got in the bag. So these dudes are gonna sleep all day, and at night they're gonna come out and pluck all the feathers off these chickens and grill these chickens on a grill that they got on the property, bro. How much more could a man take, bro? Just think about it. I'm in my good clothes and I gotta be doing this, bro. This is ridiculous. I want to know, where's all of my animal rights people at? Where y'all at? Y'all gotta hit me up in the comment section. Let me know. This is animal cruelty right here, bro. This ain't kosher right here. They got these 2 chickens tied in the back all day while they sleep, and they gonna wake up at the night and pluck the feathers and cook these chickens while Popeyes is right up the block. I don't even know if they stole these chickens from Popeyes, bro. Where did they get these chickens from in the hood, bro? We don't got no chicken spot out, no live chickens out here. Where did they get these chickens from, bro? This is crazy. And people gonna say, oh, you're offensive, you're this, you're racist, this, like, bro, come on, bro. This is a hood, this is the inner city. Bro, they could have went to Costco's and got 2 whole chickens for $4.99, bro. And they could have asked the lady nicely for a knife and fork for utensils. What are these people doing? Are they mentally ill? Let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong for making this video, bro.
And it's like totally garbaged out. All you see is garbage throughout the whole area where they are. You see cans everywhere. You see bags of garbage everywhere just thrown about. And you see 2 Hispanic or Venezuelan dudes, whatever they are, passed out as he's talking shit right next to them. And he got a stick that he's like opening up the bag where you can see the chickens trying to get away, and they're tied up. That's what's going on.
But could we call it animal cruelty when we really, captured chicken and slaughtered them to eat them? Could you really consider that animal cruelty?
Well, because they're in a bag tied up, I think that most of the chickens are at least in a barn running around. They're not tied up, waiting to be ate, for later, where they can't go get no water, they can't have no food. They're just in a plastic bag tied up. That is animal cruelty.
I don't know, because back in my day, when my mama used to cut the chicken head off, they came tied up. So I don't know. I don't know if that would be considered that.
They leave them alive though? Why they?
Yeah, they're alive. Yeah, my mama, she would cut his head off, and that chicken would be flying with his big feathers and stuff with no head. He was running around the yard, no head.
I still would have reported them to the authorities. I still would have called it in. I would have been snitching my ass off. I don't give a damn about a snitch. I think we all should collectively call it in about them, because again, they're getting mighty comfortable. If you could see this picture of how it looks and how they're passed out, they have no regard for nothing. They're just blah everywhere. Everything is everywhere, and they're just they must have got their check from the government, because again, they're approving money for them to get as well. Listen to this. Hold on, my phone is. Hold on, let me turn it up. I got a new phone that for some strange reason I can't make it go right on go.
State incentive to pay unemployed illegal immigrants up to $300 a week. The state Senate passed this measure despite the fact the state faces nearly a $32 billion deficit. The bill is expected to pass the Assembly But Governor Gavin Newsom has not signed it, or not said if he will sign it into law. Our next guest broke the story. Joining me now is the Washington Free Beacon reporter, Susanna Luthi. Susanna, great to have you on the program this morning. You broke this story. It's still incredibly shocking. So, unemployment benefits for illegal immigrants. Help me understand.
Yeah, so this is a measure that's kind of in line with California's push on illegal immigration. Governor Gavin Newsom declared California to be a sanctuary state when he was inaugurated. California already supplies free medical insurance, Medicaid, to illegal immigrants, as well as driver's licenses. So this is the latest turn in this story. And yes, as you said, it's $300 a week for up to 20 weeks. And state officials would not be allowed to contact former employers to validate their status as employees. It would be completely self-attested, and immigrants could use bus passes, patterns of toll payments,
right,
etc., to prove their employment.
Here's what California Democrats are saying to help to their rationale to justify their program. They're saying due to historically racial exclusions, many of California's most vulnerable workers are entirely excluded from the program. So Susanna, tell us how this would work. You just mentioned they're not allowed to call your prior employers. They're not really allowed to ask about your status for a social security number. So you said self-attestation. So an illegal immigrant goes in, crosses the border illegally, comes into California, and does what to begin receiving $300 a week?
So they have to attest that they have earned at least $1,300 in the past 3 months, or worked 93 hours in the past 3 months. And then they have kind of a checklist of documents that they can send to the state to start collecting. This comes, of course, after the agency that would be in charge of dispensing these checks. That's the state labor agency called the the Employment Development Department. It was formerly run by President Biden's nominee to be labor secretary for the feds. Under her leadership during the pandemic, that agency was defrauded an estimated $31 billion. The unemployment fund is actually in a $20 billion hole right now that currently California businesses are on the hook for covering. So all of that is also added context for this, and the state would have to pay considerable amount of money, according to analysts, to get the agency ready to deal with potential fraud.
So the agency in and of itself is at, what did you say, a $20 billion deficit? The state is at a $32 billion deficit. And this particular program has been defrauded by, what was it, 31, what'd you say? Was that
31 billion.
The billions are hard to keep up with. So let's go ahead and expand it to people who got into the country illegally. Just absolutely a model of competence in California. Thank you for breaking the story and sharing it with us this morning on Fox and Friends, Susanna Luthi.
Can you believe that?
I am still so confused what in all the fuckery is going on here. So you mean to tell me they can collect unemployment, no questions asked or any of that?
They said all they have to do is vouch. All they have to do is say that they worked those hours and provide some paperwork, whatever minimum amount that they need to provide, and they'll get $300 a week for 20 weeks.
From their country, though?
I don't know. I have whatever, because a lot of them don't have a lot of ID and stuff like that. They're allowing them to fly without ID. So I don't know.
How can you collect anything without socials or an ID? I don't understand.
Man, they moving mountains for migrants right now.
Yo, how y'all doing?
Hi, brother. How are you?
You know I had to come up here to show love.
You already know.
Yo, they are right now. They letting them get, when they coming across the border, when they get those hours of work, they'll let's just say it, they getting social security cards. With the Social Security cards, I know when they get their IDs and all this shit, but they got to get their Social Security files first. But they had to have a amount of hours of working, but they could show, and then they had to show a place of residence that they're saying with a family member or something, for they could at least be eligible for getting all this. But the money they're receiving, once they show the government they're receiving money, they are gonna add additional $1,300 into their check.
So are you telling me once they cross the border, they are already given socials?
Yes.
What? Is this all of the migrants? Is this all of them?
They gotta go through. They gotta have to go through the camp.
Oh.
They gotta go through the camp program. First, you gotta be in the reason why they put those migrants in the school was there was gonna be a big storm. That storm could have killed all of them. The government would have been responsible for murdering a lot of innocent people.
So I'm trying to understand. So the government would be held liable for possible, if it would have happened, for killing all of these people. But nobody is being held responsible for killing American people that's on the street homeless every day in the cold.
They don't give a shit about us, sis. Come on, we know that already. That's these people they bring it in, they trying to make America great again. It's never gonna happen that way. You're just gonna make America worse.
How is this making can you explain to me how does it make America great again?
There's so much people dying, there's so much people dead, and there's so much banks going bankrupt, so it's so much money getting lost. There's a lot of people going to fucking prison more than going to school. They building more prisons to house more prisoners because there's more prisoners, there's more prison getting packed. So they need to throw these motherfuckers somewhere. So now they building fucking projects, but they got house prisoners in the projects.
I never heard of that before. Wow.
Did you hear the story about people getting Mercedes and buying lotto tickets with the money that they're getting? Buying Mercedes Benz and
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you, sis. How you know they living in these camps and it was on Fox News how these people have brand new cars like trucks and things like that.
It's because they
listen
live.
To this small clip. This is what you're talking about. Hold on, it's a small clip.
And in one particular case, they bought a Mercedes with the money that they are getting from, cities like New York City. Because, of course, that migrants, they have gotten a lot of things like money and housing and just a whole bunch of stuff, right? And so instead of, I guess, maybe going to get a house or something, they're buying Mercedes and lotto tickets. And he says clearly they ain't winning because I believe those were what you saw on the floor there were scratched off lotto tickets. And in one particular case, they bought a Mercedes.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like anything and all things, they're just squandering the money. They're not doing what they claim they came here for. So it's just a mess right now.
But you gotta also see it, Black. They just showing you the ones that are doing the messed up shit. There's a lot of them out there came here for the good because their government is way worse.
They're all illegal, so they're not doing anything good. They're all illegal. They're not doing anything good.
We got freedom
of speech,
but we got freedom of speach.
But they're not a blessing to Americans' economy. They're not a blessing to us. They're not a blessing at all. So I'm not condoning any illegal immigrant. I don't like none of them.
Honestly, what the fuck Americans just doing? Wait up. A lot of Americans don't even fucking work. Let's get that shit straight.
What's that got to do with illegal immigrants over here?
The laziest people ever, bro. Let's get that.
Here we go. But if we are, we deserve to be because we're Americans, not them.
Right, and that's what I was telling somebody before. Our country is made for us. Their country is made for them. How they live in their country, that's made for them. Our country is made for us, how we live over here and how we do things over here. What I am sick and tired of people saying that Americans don't want to work. I think our ancestors worked their ass off, got beat down to the Pope and all kinds of shit for other people to come here in America to do other shit. Let's understand that.
Facts.
All right. Every 10 years something changes.
Okay, so you're for the migrants. Apparently, we're not on the same team. We're not on the same team. So I don't know what your agenda is, but you're not on the same team. The migrants are not benefiting us whatsoever, and I don't know what.
I can't hear y'all all at once. It sounds muffled on this end.
Well, he sounds like he's for migrants or illegal immigrants, like they're blessing us somehow, and they're not. So I don't know what the hell he's doing or saying.
I'm here for people, bro. I don't care about I don't look at them as migrants. They human beings like me, man. They bleed like me. They're not fucking aliens.
Anywho, are we still gonna stay on topic on what we were talking about, or is he gonna derail the whole conversation?
Okay, let me ask you, Brother Michael. Overall, right? Because I know you're just coming in not too long ago. Overall, when it comes to the migrant, what how do you see the overall picture? Are you saying that the migrants, the illegal migrants that came here has every right to be here? Or what? I'm trying to understand your angle at this point.
Honestly, if they want to be, they want to come to the land of the free, they are highly welcome. But I'm not gonna say there's not no bad ones that come in. The bad ones that come in, we got bad motherfuckers where we at right now, doing the same shit they doing.
So when they tap you on the shoulder and they remove you from your housing, then you'll have a different perspective, like they did the veteran 95 years old when they moved them out of their retirement home and made room and way for migrants and told the 95-year-old vet to get gone in a month's time to find another place to be. That is when you'll have a different perspective. But since it's not bothering you personally, you don't have a problem. And that's the issue.
Wrong. No, that's wrong. I'm not saying that's right. That is the wrong. What they doing, all that, they giving them more opportunity than they're giving us, and the messed up shit that they doing. Well, they just showing you the bad shit. They're not showing you something.
There ain't no good shit to be shown with illegal migrants, period. What are you talking about?
Hold on. But Brother Michael, listen. Let me ask you a question. Are you saying that it's okay to put these illegal immigrants over Americans? Because this is the main issue. It's not that they're coming here. It's that they're giving everything that America is not even giving their own people. They're putting immigrants over Americans, and that's the problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's the problem. That's a real problem. You know what I'm saying? That's the real problem. Yeah, they should be helping us what we need. We got homeless people out here that need help.
Exactly, and that's why I said earlier, it's not right to put other countries above Americans when we have our own people here that are homeless on the street, out in the cold, and everything else. They wasn't given nowhere to live. They wasn't given telephones. They wasn't given iPads. They wasn't given a certain amount of money to spend. None of that.
I don't agree with that. That's the shit I disagree with. You know what I'm saying? But when I came in, it was like more the migrants. I just feel like not all of them are bad people. You don't know what a lot of these people came here for as well.
And that's the problem of vetting. That's why we say these people are here and they're not being vetted. We don't know who is who. We don't know who's carrying what. It's just, I am going to give my sister this. She is correct. Look at it like this, right, Brother Michael? All these immigrants is here because I don't know if you heard on the news that these immigrants is breaking into people's homes, asking for money and taking stuff out of their homes, right? That was on the news, right? So let's just say, okay, you have kids and you have a wife, right? And let's just say you have all of these immigrants, right? And there's some immigrants, they may not be criminals, but shoot, they're going to survive, right? They're not a criminal, but they're hungry, right? So they break into your wife's house and take food out of your wife's refrigerator and steal other things so that they can sell to get money, possibly hurting your kids in the process. Do you think that is correct to do as these migrants? Do you think that is right? All of these people may not be criminals, but they're going to survive. So if you're here illegally, we cannot account for who you are. We can't even throw you in jail. We don't know you.
Now they could go.
They have no identity.
They could go to jail. They're just gonna get deported. So like they could go.
They're not in the system ID'd. They don't have no fingerprints on none of these people. They are wandering around freely. So what are you talking about?
Oh, play the video. Play the thing.
Were you about to play something?
Anywho, we got homelessness galore. There is a small video that I can tell is a high record of homelessness in America while we're blessing migrants. And I don't feel sorry for no migrant. I don't care how sad their story is. I could care less. We have our own stories to talk about. We have our own stories to show. And there's people on the streets I step over every single day.
Have you ever paused to consider what it would be like to not have a home, to not know where you'll sleep tonight or where your next meal will come from? The reality is, for an increasing number of Americans, this isn't a hypothetical scenario. It's their daily lives. Welcome to a news report that shines a light on a growing concern in our society, homelessness. Recent data reveals a startling trend, a 12% increase in homelessness over the past year, the highest increase recorded since the Department of Housing and Urban Development began tracking homelessness in 2007. That's a staggering 653,000 individuals who do not have a place to call home. And these are not faceless statistics. These are our fellow citizens, our veterans, our families with children. Homelessness has surged 16% among families with children and 7% among veterans. The largest percentage increase has been noted among Asian and Asian American individuals, while the largest numerical increase has been among Hispanic or Latino individuals. But what's driving this sharp rise in homelessness? Factors such as rising rents, the end of pandemic aid programs, and housing shortages are contributing to this crisis. Workers earning minimum wage in key cities like New York, San Jose, Dallas, and Chicago are finding it increasingly difficult to afford rent. In some cases, they would need to work over 100 hours a week just to keep a roof over their heads. This crisis isn't isolated. It's intertwined with other societal issues like mental health and crime. The story of Frank James, the man accused of shooting 10 people on a New York City subway train, brings into sharp focus the intersection of mental health, homelessness, and rising crime. We are at a crucial juncture. The federal government faces an urgent call to action to provide support and solutions to address these issues. But it's not just about government intervention. We, as a society, need to step up too. You may be asking, how can I make a difference? The answer is simple. Start by educating yourself about the issue. Understand the causes and consequences of homelessness. Volunteer your time or donate to organizations that are working to combat homelessness.
Again, we're not being helped. We don't have no advocacy. We have nobody listening to us. We're being ignored. I don't care about no illegal migrant. I don't care what story they got. I don't care where they came from. I have no concern for them. That's not our problem.
But let me say this. Let me make this clear. When we say illegal migrants, we're not talking about just Spanish people. You do understand that Jamaicans, Africans, Indians, Chinese people, they are all coming. Ever since this migrant things just started, I'm not saying this haven't happened before, but it's happening more and more and more, all because they know that now the Hispanic people are able to come here. Now everybody else is beginning to do the same because they're saying, well, since they can do it, then I can too. So now you have a conglomerate of different countries who's also coming over here. It's just not the Hispanic population. It's overall people that are coming here. I don't care if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, straight gum, Skittles. I don't care who it is. Exactly. The matter of the fact is illegals is illegals. And they're coming over here and they're being treated better than us Americans. And let's not add, what we have to pay taxes. And they get everything.
To take care of them.
This is why I have a problem with anybody talking about people in their finances and things like that. It is very hard to live here in America. It's not a walk in the park. It's not peaches and cream. Okay, and I'm tired of these other people coming from these countries talking about we got it good. No, we don't. To you, we got it good because where you come from, that works for you. But for us, we have to work 3 jobs to try to make it here in this motherfucker. Period. It's not peaches and cream for us. We got to work at it too.
But nobody has sympathy for Americans. Everybody wants to hear sad songs about other people's plight, and they're forgetting about our own. And that's why we're losing, and we're going to continue to lose because of the mindset of people that are Democrats that believe that America now is an immigrant country.
Interesting. Very interesting. This is a problem, though. This is it's out of control. I'm going to say that it has gotten completely out of control. They thought they could control it, but it's out of the control. It's so out of control. They don't even know what to do from 1 minute to the next.
I definitely agree with both of y'all on both what y'all said now. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's so. How is this fixable? Can somebody tell me how is this fixable?
Deportation.
The only way.
Deportation.
Right, but that's what I was about to say. That's the only way you can fix it. But again, like I said, who are you going to deport? These people are all over the place. Who are you going to deport?
So sad.
We don't know where they at. And it's something because I was just talking to my little brother and I said the same thing to him. How can they say the census are correct? How can anybody go by census when everybody is not counted for? How can the census be 100% fact?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's sad.
But we love to pull up these census though.
That's really true right there. That's absolutely a fact. Right there. Because if they coming in legally, how the fuck you know how many are coming?
Exactly.
We don't know if they're part of cartels, like you said. We don't know if they're part of gangs. We don't know anything about these types of people, what they're capable of, or what they have planned for us. And we're going to be walking around, women, defenseless to these people that are not even identified in anyone's system for rapes, for murders, for missing, kidnaps, and all this type of stuff. We don't know these grown men coming over here.
I'm glad you said that because
I agree.
I'm glad you said that because even when I'm watching all of these channels when it's dealing with the migrant crisis, I have found out that it's mostly men that's coming here. It's not the women and the children. They're mostly bringing men over here. What is up with that?
That's crazy.
I don't know. I've been trying to figure that shit out, and it's like blowing my mind right now. Why they letting more men through than women? Feel me?
Dag, at Satch, Ohio, really? They said Barbara Jordan said citizenship is a privilege, not a right.
That's true.
Wow.
It should be a privilege, not a right, that we earned. You know what I'm saying? I think she's an old school person back in the day that said that. If you want me to look it up, I will.
That's true, though.
She's someone that probably said that in the 80s or 70s or something like that. But she was a staunch person that wanted to let it be known that we shouldn't be handing out, okay, here it is. I found it. This is like her famous little spill on immigration and how it affects us today. Listen to how it affects us today. This Barbara Jordan, she's a black lady, by the way. I think she's a black American.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go on mute.
Hold on. It's coming.
We strongly denounce the hostility which seems to be developing around immigrants. That is not healthy. We cannot sustain ourselves as a nation if we condone divisiveness in this society of immigrants. At the same time, we disagree with those who label our efforts to control immigration as anti-immigrant. I believe quite firmly that we can quiet and dampen the flames which are surrounding public opinion where immigration is concerned, because people on both sides of this issue have engaged in too much hyperbole. We have got to put the matter of immigration back on a civil course. We have got to know that immigration really goes to the heart of who we are as a nation. If we are confident enough.
Did you say pause it?
No.
Oh, okay, I thought you said pause. Okay.
As Americans in our culture, we should welcome the legal immigrant. We should be able to accommodate diversity in our society. Are we strong enough to welcome those who ought to be in and retain a commitment to the rule of law by keeping those out who shouldn't get in? If we ought to preserve our immigration tradition and our ability to say yes to the people who want to get in and seek entry, we've got to have the strength to say no to the people who are not supposed to get in. We need to make deportation a part of a credible immigration policy. As a nation committed to immigrants and the rule of law, we've got to do that balancing act. The most urgent immigration problem we face today is the unauthorized entry of hundreds of thousands of illegals. That undermines our commitment to legal immigration. Although the illegal alien may be generally law-abiding, and particularly in good economic times, maybe we need the illegals, their entry in violation of the law is a violation of our national interest. We believe a credible approach to immigration must be comprehensive. First, border management. We support a very simple view about border management: prevent illegal entries, facilitate legal ones. The second part of our strategy: work site enforcement. Employment, we believe, continues to be the principal magnet for illegal aliens coming into the country. As long as U.S. businesses benefit from illegals on their workforce, they are not going to try to help us get on top of the problem. We believe that employer sanctions must be made to work, and enhanced labor standards enforcement essential components of a strategy to reduce the job magnet. The third part of our recommendations: immigrant eligibility for public benefits. That's a major one. The Commission believes that decisions about eligibility should support the objectives of immigration policy. Using these objectives as a measure of benefit policy, we come to the following conclusions. First, legal permanent residents should continue to be eligible for needs-tested assistance programs. Our views on eligibility for benefits of illegal aliens are different from those benefits that are recommended for legal aliens. If an alien is in this country lawfully, he should receive whatever benefits a lawful resident receives. But if a person is here unlawfully, he should be entitled to no benefits. No benefits. Why the distinction between the eligibility of legal aliens and illegals? Illegal aliens don't have the right to be here. They broke the law to get here. They never intended to become a part of our social community, and they are not entitled
to benefits.
All right.
They have no intention to integrate.
That was 1995, and she was a powerful speaker, and that's exactly what we're facing now: benefits to illegals, not blessing us at all.
Yeah, can I say, you know, I was gonna say something too. Um,
But why would you
that's
interrupt the video before you just couldn't wait?
Go ahead, brother.
I done lost my train of thought. Shit, goddamn.
It'll come
But go
back
ahead.
to you.
It'll come back to me. Go ahead.
Anyways, thank you, Sap Ohio, though, for that, because I never heard of her before, but she was a Texan lady that spoke that truth, and here we are now.
I never even heard of that speech, but I would say this, which just come to my mind, which I forgot earlier. You even have people who came here. They had to work hard to get their papers to become U.S. citizen. When they came here, stuff wasn't given to them like these illegals is getting all of this stuff now. And for the last time I checked with some of these Hispanic people, they are upset and pissed off because they had to work hard to get to where they are now, or where they had to be. So even they feel that the way that the state is handling this, by giving, you know, the all the illegals everything, like giving them the silver spoon, as I would say, they're pissed off about it. Even they're pissed off about it.
Yeah.
So this is not a racial thing. This has nothing to do with just because you speak Spanish, I don't like you. Again, it's all illegals. Illegal is illegal. I don't care who you are. If you here illegally, you are here illegal. That's just like a criminal is a criminal. Is a criminal a good person? No. It's still a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
So an illegal is an illegal. It is what it is. We're not going to sit here and separate and put this like as a racial thing. I know I'm not. I'm just looking at it as a big picture. And the big picture is Americans over anybody else, period. But that's not how it's going. And it is not right. Right is right, wrong is wrong.
Yeah.
I remember what I was going to say. That's what I wanted to say was that's the proper way to do it. Going through deportation, getting at least a visa to come through to work and do all that. Instead of coming in through jumping over walls and borders and swimming and doing all sorts of shit. I don't agree with that. But coming through trying to that's why I like how that woman put it. If they coming through and they do legit way and get the proper documents coming in, then I don't mind it. But if you coming in here jumping illegally, doing all sorts of shit, yeah, you are breaking the law. That law is the law. You have to follow it.
I've seen a video where though it's gotten so bad, these people are willing to risk their own children's lives to come over here. And I just seen this the other day. I wish I could remember which video it was. I thought I saved it. I was looking for it today, but I couldn't find it. And they were saying that you have no idea how many people they find in those rivers of people being dead, trying to cross borders, children and all. It was just one video where they showed it was a man and his daughter. He stuck his daughter in his shirt trying to get across the water, and the tides up underneath was, I guess, carried them out or whatever the case was. And him and his daughter drowned.
Wow.
Yes.
You know that's crazy. There was a show called Borders Control.
Yeah.
And in some of them shows, they show people crossing the water and everything, how all this go down, and when they get across, some of them kids be drowned. The women that would drown because of the raft, they gotta tie a line up on each other and cross it to hold each other for another one. The tide water won't push them. Yeah, I saw that a couple of times in that show. So, but the border is so humongous, it's so hard to like control that shit. Like you could put millions of soldiers out there. It's so big. It goes.
Listen, let me tell you something. It might be big, but our soldiers is bigger. So I'm not even feeling that. If we can combat, if we can get Hussein, whatever his freaking name is, if we can get people like that, you mean to tell me we can't even control a border with all of the soldiers we have? That's bullshit. I'm not going.
I was just throwing some book. I was saying you got the boat, you got the boat, you got the dock, then you got the train, then you got the car, then you got the and then you got them jumping over the wall. Then you got them other countries coming through boat to them countries doing what they doing, coming to over here.
But you have people that's on. You have officers that's on water. You got people that's on water, and you got people that's on land.
They just know how to. They masterminds now. To come in here, they got mastermind tricks. Man. They had to study some shit to get over here because we got a powerful team. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this, right? Because I've been thinking about this. I think that it's like I said. It's not that the American is trying to stop them from coming here. This is the plan. They want them to come here. The only difference is they just didn't know how out of control it was gonna get so quickly. They underestimated it, but it's because of the government is the reason why we are where we are.
There's a lot to deal with the government issue that we, even us as a people, as a community, is gonna be hard to fight the government to even get a change. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be very hard because the fundings, the money, the power, all that shit that they got. You know what I'm saying? So
the mayor of New York is having a very hard time. He's catching it really bad.
Swear. It's not easy to trying to change something that's been going on for decades.
Yeah.
You know, it's been going on for decades. So it's hard to change this shit.
It's been going on for decades, but not this man. The problem is, see, this is what I'm saying, right, Brother Michael? We know that people come to this country illegally and been doing it for years, right?
Yeah.
We know this already. So we're not going to undermine the fact that now, today, they're coming by the buttloads, truckloads. They're flocking in here like swarms of bees. Okay.
Yo, man, it was me and you that watched the video. They was coming off the bus.
Yeah.
That was me and you watching that video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, how they had like 5-6 buses lined up back to back from each other.
Yeah, I also have some videos where though they also have some other secret places that a lot of people don't know anything about. Yeah,
I think they just right now they busted a synagogue underground they was trying to bring people illegally in because they was digging ground tunnels as far as to go to those countries.
I don't know if they was trying to bring illegals in. I don't know what their motive was. I don't think nobody even said what their motive was. But they did show the cave and how deep it goes, and it's very, very large. I don't know what was going on, what was supposed to be going on down there, but it is huge down there. Whatever it is that they've been doing.
It was a human trafficking rate on shit that got bust by the Jews. That was a human trafficking.
Did they say that? Did they state it was human trafficking?
I think I heard. I'm not. Let's say allegedly.
That's what I'm saying. I never heard anybody saying exactly what was the reason.
I've been watching a lot of videos of it, and sometimes you might hear something, you might not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say allegedly. I think that's what it was about. That's how they got busted because they was doing bringing
Well, I got to finish following that story too. So
yeah, it's just so much because then I saw one that they said they was doing rituals down there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's so much things that people saying about it. So I'm trying to find the correct story and I cannot find it. So much shit that gets it.
It'll come up though.
You know, when I go digging, when I go searching, I'll be watching for days, man.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I think I'm done with the legal crisis for right now. Because, again, but the legal crisis, that's my thing. I've been following it for a good while. And it's very interesting to see all of these places and all of these, to actually really physically see all of these buses that's coming in with all of these people is just mind blowing. It really is.
It's messed up what they doing to the American people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take that away from us. You know what I'm saying?
It's really crazy. You don't have any idea how many channels are actually covering this migrant crisis. Why am I so interested in it? Because where I live, they already done overpowered and dominated where I live, to the point where, as though it was just the other day I was walking from somewhere, correct? And it was about between 6 to 8 Spanish speaking. I'm going to say Spanish speaking because I don't know where they're from. So I'm just going to say Spanish speaking. Mm-hmm. And don't you know, it's just me. And do you know that all 7 to 8 of those people would not move to the side, at least some of them, to let just one person, which is little old short 4'11" me, right?
They're racist bastards.
To even pass through. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I already know how I am, right? Because I've done it, a few times. I ain't gonna lie. If you don't want to move, I'm gonna make you move. Either I'm gonna clip you and make you trip, or I'm gonna bump your shoulder and wait for you to say something. One or the two. But I grew up. I don't do that anymore. So I had to stay sane because I was about to go insane. I said, you know what? No matter what, I'm still gonna make you move. If you don't respect me, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna sit right here, and one of y'all is gonna move and let me through. It's 8 of y'all, and it's just one of me. You mean to tell me none of y'all can let me through? I'm the one that's gotta walk in the grass or go in the street to get through to y'all. Y'all got me messed up.
It sounded so dangerous, though. You're a female in the midst of all those men.
I'm about to
whatever could have happened, you would have been just there. You know what I'm saying? So luckily nothing happened, but the potential of hazard with all these different men is
you don't know, man.
Women are really in trouble.
Walk around. It's not bad to walk around, sis.
Fuck that.
You're not
okay. Like I said, where I'm from, it's all about the disrespect, period. I'm just gonna say that it's all about the disrespect. Okay, if you don't sit there and let people respect you, you would never earn that respect. It ain't got nothing to do with me being in danger or whatever the case may be. Of course, I'm more vigilant of who I'm trying to size up. Yes, but if I'm standing there, right, what you gonna do? Knock me down? Well, that's a chance that I'm gonna take, because where I was at, there are polices there, so I wasn't worried about being in danger. But however, respect is my number one thing. You're going to respect me. You're not gonna disrespect me and undermine that I'm sitting on this sidewalk when it's 8 of y'all and not near one of y'all can let me through. You got me fucked up. That's not gonna happen. It's all about respect, because I would have done it if it was 5 of us and it was one of you. We would have moved off. Why is it that it's always black people got to be the ones to be the common sense one, the one that got to be the nice one, and let everybody just run the fuck all over them? Not today, not
right
Afro
there.
goddess, not yesterday, not today, and not tomorrow, moving forward and backwards. No.
Amen.
When is it going to stop? You want respect, you got to get it. You got to take it. If nobody don't respect it, you got to take it.
Mm-hmm. So did you want to transition to talk about our identity now? Because that was the other topic.
What you say, sis?
Cameron, you know, we were supposed to talk about
Yeah, you gotta move on to them because I got that triggered me like really bad. Like, so go ahead.
I'm gonna do a disclaimer first because there are a lot of people listening that are not Black Americans who are indigenous to America. And I have a message for indigenous Black Americans. There is no room for debate. There is nobody to tell me I'm saying something wrong. This is a message for them. This is not Islamic phobic. This is not hate. This is about our identity that's being usurped. This is about our identity that we need to fight for. And this is about the fact that people are trying to tell us Black Americans who went through civil rights, who went through sharecroppers or slavery or Jim Crow and all these other things that we specifically have gone through. We're not talking about any other race. I'm not talking about Hispanics. I'm not talking about white folks. I'm talking about Black Americans specific on what we need to call ourselves. Now, Cameron had a big video that he did that he mentioned that he wants to be identified. Can you please mute yourself?
All right.
That's me. That's me.
He wants to identify himself as Black Americans. And because he simply said that, so many people are coming after him because people have an agenda about what they think we are to be called. And most people feel like we should be called Africans, and we are Black Americans. We have always been Black Americans. I don't know why foreigners and Pan-Africans think that now they can relabel us, but it's not up for a discussion on another race of people to try to chime in to tell me nothing. So fair warning for anyone that's not a Black American, you have no room to say anything to me about this topic. So I'm gonna play right now Cameron and what he had to say. And this is a discussion that we as Black Americans need to get together in 2024 and lock down our identity.
I'm looking at my license. It doesn't have a color on it, though. It doesn't. Because your face is the color now. What year did you get your license? I don't know. Different states have different stuff. Year? We don't even got to go into the license. When you go fill out a test when you're in school and they ask you this, that, and third, this, that, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be totally honest with you. And I know we got to get back to our topics. We already a few minutes in. I'd rather fill in Black than African American. Because Africans don't even fuck with us. Wow. Because they don't. And Americans do? Well, you're American, Mace. You're born in America. When you go to the Olympics, and when I say African American, you go over there, they call us Yankees and all that. They fuck with us, but we're not from the motherland. We're from America. So I'd rather say I'm a Black American. When we go to the Olympics as a country, and somebody Black is fighting from the United States, you don't say African American. You say American. You don't even put a color on it. It's an American fighter fighting a European fighter, or China or Japanese or anything. You're known in the Olympics as an American. It doesn't matter what color you are. You're an American fighting against somebody from Cameroon or Senegal, whatever. The point being is they don't categorize it when it's world competition, but when it's other shit, it needs to be categorized. So I consider myself a Black American. I don't consider myself an African American. And shout out to all my niggas in Africa. Much love. But y'all don't consider us real Africans. Y'all don't. That's that.
Again, just that little statement right there has got Pan-Africans in an uproar, Africans in an uproar, fake-ass Black Americans who are Pan-Africans in an uproar. And people are coming out of the woodworks all over the place, arguing about what we're to call ourselves. And people are trying to say, oh, we're from the motherland, we should call ourselves Africans and drop American and all this type of crap. And again, we're the only people throughout the globe that is being harassed about our identity. Haitians are not being bothered. Nigerians are not being bothered. Any other Caribbean or African is got their identities that they come here to America with intact, and they're arguing with us about us calling ourselves American. And that is an issue that we have to get together, and that's why I'm glad he said it. But did you hear anything wrong in what he said, sis? Are you there?
I don't see nothing wrong.
Girl, I'm sitting here talking to you on mute.
Oh, you on mute? I'm talking to her.
I was on mute. No, I agree with everything that he said. He's absolutely correct. I identify myself as an American as well. What are you talking about, the motherland? I don't know nothing about the motherland. I was born in Gatesville, North Carolina, here in America. I am on my land. What are you talking about?
Again, there's an agenda, though, that Pan-Africans, for the past 5 years, I've noticed, where they've been fighting with us on different platforms about why won't we call ourselves African? Why won't we go visit Africa? Why won't we claim African? All these types of things that they're trying to impose on us. And I'm saying, to hell with all that. We have got to fight back against these Pan-Africans and Africans who think that they can dictate to us so late in the game. It's like, where were y'all 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40, 50 years ago? There was not a discussion about our identity. And suddenly, the last 5 years, all that they're talking about is our identity. It's crazy. It's an agenda, though.
Yeah, just like I was telling you before, it is mighty crazy. It's strange how you have Caribbean people or like Jamaicans. You don't hear them saying, I'm African Jamaican. They are so proud to say, I am a Jamaican. No matter, even if they're here in America, I am Jamaican.
And no one says
proud to be who they are. So why can't we be proud to be an American? Why y'all got to put African in there? I don't know nothing about, I don't speak that language. I don't look like y'all. I don't know nothing about Africa, and I'm sure as hell not going. So therefore, do not call me an African. I am an American.
But that is the dilemma that we have, and a lot of people are stir crazy about his simple little 2-minute video. Everywhere, if you put in Cameron says you black, so many people are responding. Even celebrities are responding. Other people are responding about, well, if you take off African, that means that you're a self-hater. All this type of bullshit. No, I'm accepting who I am. I'm not going to appease Africans or Caribbeans or Pan-Africans, whatever they desire to call themselves. I'm not arguing with them about their identity. Why do they feel like they have to argue with us about ours?
Correct.
And that's the dilemma. So I just thought that, for those that don't feel confident enough about FBA or ADOS, which are internet sensations on YouTube about a different so-called claim to an identity, I don't trust YouTube identities personally. So I feel like, to be an adult, we should take accountability of our own identity. One being, if you get an ID or driver's license that you have to update and renew, to put in what you declare yourself to be, instead of checking off the same box. Maybe go to other and sign in what you want to be called, and also declare your own identity and get it notarized and signed in front of a witness, so that you can make a file in case one day you wake up and motherfuckers trying to make you African, because that's where this is going. And that's why I think that, people are thinking that we can be bullied into submission. That's what it feels like to me. Gaslighting us all the time about our identity and arguing with us about our identity. And it's like, people from all over the place, even other non-black people, have the nerve to chime in on our identities. Like, shut the fuck up. You're not even me. Why are you talking? It don't make sense. But everybody thinks they have liberties to say something about what we call ourselves. And it's treating us like we're slaves. It's crazy.
You was about to say something, Michael?
No.
You sure? I thought you was about to say something.
I'm sure.
All right.
So, anyways, if you remember Phil Scott from African Diaspora, he claimed himself to be a self-appointed ambassador to us. And he had the nerve to bring me up in his live yesterday. I never have been on his live in a long time because I normally don't watch him, but I was curious on what he would say about this so-called notion of us calling ourselves Black American because he's a Pan-African. So I wanted to know if he was going to try to twist it and spin it and whatnot. And he ultimately said that it's okay for us to call ourselves Black American because we're ethnicity is that, but he was encouraging us to still travel and do business with Africans and touch down and all these types of things. And I told him in the chat room, look, I'm at home. I don't need to go travel. It's not his business on whether or not I do travel. But he seems to think that it is his business to tell us what to do. And so he made a comment to me saying that I was living in the hood. I never get out of my neighborhood, that basically I'm ignorant, and I'm one of those types of Black people that never go anywhere, not even travel around America, that I'm just pretty much staying in the same spot all my life. He doesn't know me. And so I'm just like, I'm going to do a specific video to him on my platform because my head is kind of booming from talking about the migrants, and I got a headache somewhat. That's why I wanted to do the migrant topic last, because I knew that was going to happen. It's so annoying and it's so angering. But I'm just suggesting to anyone that's Black American to stand your ground and start being more vocal about claiming your own identity. Don't let Africans or Caribbeans or anyone punk you into calling yourself something that you have never called yourself before. What say you, sis?
Well, again, I have a problem with someone telling me who I am. Okay, so let's just say that he keeps saying that's where our roots are from. Well, this is my thing. You're going to have to prove to me, meaning you're going to have to dig up every bone that's in that ground or wherever the hell. You're going to have to pull something out your asshole and prove to me that I'm related to these people over there. See, because what if I told you I'm white and Indian? Are you still going to tell me that I'm an African? Are you still going to tell me that?
That's what they're doing.
You cannot tell me that. I tell you who I am. You don't tell me who I am.
And I argue with
you want to tell me who I am and you don't even know me, never met me, know nothing about me? How you want to tell me who I am?
Exactly. I was arguing with this young brother from the Gambia. It made a comment about Charleston White, who a long time ago said something about Africans he don't like. He said something that Africans don't fuck with us. He said something to reference that Africans never came to rescue us and this and that and the other. So he's cool on Africans, in other words. And so this African made a video talking about he's ignorant, he needs to be educated, and all, he's self-hating and all these type of things. So I went in the comment section. I was like, why do you have him in your mouth and our name in your mouth? Why are you worried about us and what we call ourselves or what we say about you? Mind your business, in other words. And so he went back and forth talking about, I'm ignorant and that I need to be educated and we're African. And I said, you can't tell me what I am. I tell you what I am. You don't dictate to me my identity. And that's what Africans think that they should be able to do. And I have a real big problem with Africans who have their own identity and their own language and culture. No one is arguing with them about their shit. Don't come over here in my face telling me what I am. That would get you cussed out.
Yeah, I had to tell I've been going through some crazy stuff on my job. I'm telling you, I've been getting some crazy people. But I've had run-ins with Africans as well. There's one particular lady that came in there. I don't know what her problem was that day, but she started talking about Americans and how Americans are lazy. They don't know what it's like to do hard labor and hard work, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at her. Are you really going to sit here and talk about Americans to my face like that?
How did that start though? Do you remember how it started?
I don't know what her problem was that day. All I heard her in the corner, she was talking about American people. You know when Africans, when they have that strong dialect, I can't really understand everything that they're saying. But she kept saying American people, lazy people. They don't know. I did understand that we're lazy and we don't know what it's like to do hard labor. I heard her say that. And this is my thing. If y'all country is so great, so good, right? Why are y'all here? Why are you here? That's a question I want to know. Go back to your beautiful country and leave us Americans to ours. Period. Now, she was about to get cussed out because I was about to black out on her, but I was at work. So I had to contain myself. Right? She was a little older, but I don't care. You open up your mouth, right? You should be held liable for what come out your mouth. Period. The disrespect. Here we go again with the disrespect is what I'm saying.
You know what I need to go look at that I saw.
What?
Playing something for Black?
Huh?
Oh, I thought she was about to play something. I heard something.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say something, but
go ahead. You about to say something? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I done forgot that quick.
All right. Yeah, I'll be doing the same. Shit been happening to me too. Like I'm about to start looking into
what
the Africans is trying to change the Puerto Rican flag to the African flag because of they roots, because of the Tainos and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And
but I thought the Tainos was part of the Indian tribe.
No, the Tainos is from Puerto Rico. That's our land. But remember, they call us Afro Latinos. But a lot of us, is like, all right, we don't want to be labeled as. That's why I was gonna agree with Fall Black, but then she said I'm talking to her. I was gonna say, yo, Fall Black, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, how can you tell someone what they are?
Right, but going back what you said, because I need to. I know you've talked about that before.
They trying to change the flag because they call us Afro Latinos because of African roots.
But all y'all not Afro though.
Exactly. That's why now the Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico, they fighting with the governments in Africa.
What?
Yeah. So I'm gonna start looking into that shit. Why? Because I want to know what the fuck is going on with that.
Oh.
And they trying to change
remember. I went to McDonald's like 4 months ago, and there was this homeless African, and he asked for food in McDonald's, and someone paid for him to get a hamburger or whatever. And he was impatient to wait for the food. He got what do you call it, anxiety, or he got impatient. He started throwing stuff around, and then he started complaining about, oh, I can't stand you Americans, I'm African, and we're looking at him like, you motherfuckers are helping you because you homeless, and you sitting here talking about you can't wait to go back to Africa, and you can't stand Americans. They have somewhat of a hatred for us, a jealousy. They feel like we should feel the brunt of what migrants go through. Think about all the deportations and all the migrating and all the dangerous routes and journeys that they take to go here and there and everywhere. We have never had to go through any of that. And so people look at us as sitting pretty, even though we have it bad here, but that their perception is we're sitting pretty. We don't have to lift the finger. We have everything handed to us. And that's where all the envy and jealousy comes from.
I could agree with that. I could definitely agree with that. Because there's a lot of places. Because I ain't gonna lie, Africa, they got places in Africa is beautiful, and they got places in Africa is messed up to the fullest. You know what I mean?
But that's all countries. That's all countries.
That's all countries, though. But that's what I was about to say. I agree with you, sis. If your country is so this, so that, why the fuck You want to come?
Mm-hmm.
And complain. Because I go through it. I go through with the nurse with the AIDS here, the African AIDS. You got Afro.
Yeah.
How many times I'm dealing with these crazy ass Africans, bro?
To the point when I tell you, let me talk to them.
Wow, these bitches. Oh, my fault for saying the word, but these unstable creatures is crazy.
They're very rude. They do not speak, and they're very rude. They are.
Yeah, and see, that's why I'm saying I go through that shit too for black life, and I've been going through this for like 7 years with I ain't gonna lie, with straight Africans.
Yeah, I agree. He has.
Well, what do you be going through with them? I don't understand.
Shit, everything that you could think of in the book.
It's the way that they become when they come in and they be talking, automatically.
They demand
the way that they talk is disrespectful and it's very, very strong. And when you're trying to tell them something, because I'll be on the phone with Brother Michael when they come in the room. This is why I be telling Brother Michael, let me speak to him. Let me say something. Because they're very rude.
They work at where you stay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the hospitals and stuff like that. When you ask them questions, they cut you off as if they don't want to hear what you're saying and you don't know what you're talking about. And they're very rude.
Yeah.
So I know when you talk about them African niggas being disrespectful, I know from direct hands, bro. 7
so
years.
So what do you do to deal with that? Do you talk to the manager or somebody?
I did everything I could, and at the end of the day, it is what it is.
And he has, again, because I've been on the phone when he's been talking to the higher up. Yep.
You can't do nothing. It is what it is. So now I'm forced to tell this unstable bitch, I'm sorry, but she could take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of times I stay quiet when I take care of me. I don't even talk to them. I'm crazy. I let them do what the fuck they want to do. All right, just clean me up, please. Nothing else. I don't say shit. Because you talk to them, they get. I go through it with the Africans. So, and I got African people that I grew up with that wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? But these motherfuckers, they come directly from the land, and they go bonkers for what? You don't want to be there. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, a lot of them unfortunately think that they have like this complex or superiority complex where they are better than us and that they should be leading us, that they are more cultured and they have more education and that the lowly Americans need to be like regulated type of attitude. And that's how they come off at. And another thing, when they lie and say, brother and sister, we love you and all that, like I said, they're trying to hustle us. They don't care nothing about us. They never was saying that stuff 10 years ago. All of a sudden it's brother, 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 sister, sister, we love you. You want our money. You want us to tour. You want us to buy land. You want us to invest.
Honestly, you know what's black? Honestly, that's what it is. It's money. It's a money situation thing. You get what I'm saying?
You know what I don't.
In Africa, they still got currency money. You know what I'm saying? So now they work here, send their money over there, and they could buy bigger shit, better land. They could live better.
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people that come over here. They work and they send money to their country. That's pretty much standard.
Right now, right now Venezuela is playing with dollar for the dollar now. There's no more currency. So the rent that we pay, they're gonna start paying over there in Venezuela too.
Hell, they barely ain't got nobody left over there. They're all over here.
It's because now they're playing with the dollar. The Americans already now we own Venezuela.
But this is my thing. Going back to Phil, when sister said that he pretty much feels that my sister is what do you say, ignorant or something like that because you haven't traveled. That's ignorant.
He made the point that, look, only 5% of Black Americans have passports, and only 33% of Americans overall has passports. He's saying that America trained us to be individualistic, to be isolationist, and to not really want to think about the globe at large and all that kind of thing. It's like, so what? If I don't desire to travel, it's my prerogative. I'm letting you know that I don't need to get a passport because you said so. Who are you to tell me that I need to go touchdown in Africa or anywhere? He has an agenda. He's being sponsored by these agencies or whatever to get us to get passports and travel. That's why he says it every waking moment about South Africa or Kenya. He's always promoting different countries for us to go to, even if you're getting scammed, even if people are becoming unalive, even if people are missing, they still feel like it's worth the risk. And I'm saying it's not worth the risk for me because I'm not impressed with going to Africa.
But why? But again, why do anybody have to be ignorant just because they haven't traveled across country or whatever the case may be? Because this is my thing, right? I'm afraid of heights. I do not like heights whatsoever. So anywhere that I have to go, that I have to fly, I'm not going because I'm afraid of heights. Not only am I afraid of heights, these other countries be having bugs that's bigger than me. Okay, I'm only 4'11". You got bugs that comes to my kneecaps, and I'm not playing that. You got freaking lizards crawling up walls and walking across you like you putting a leash on it, walking a dog.
Big ass,
I'm not doing that. I'm afraid of a lot of stuff. So I'm ignorant because I have a phobia of a lot of stuff. So I'm ignorant to that. So to his logic, it makes no sense.
Let me play what he said. I'll play what he said because I have it on the timestamp about. Again, this was about Cameron. It was about our identity. And then he just so happened to see my comment, and then he wanted to say something about it. I'm gonna it's about, hold on, here I go. It's about 2 minutes out before he talks about me.
Encourage us to get passports. They don't. Only 32% of Americans have passports. A passport is only $130. People waste it at a restaurant. They don't even encourage us to world travel. They don't. We still arguing about ethnicity, race, and nationality. Something we should learn in elementary school, maybe middle school. And yet people are still confused by that, but it's not their fault because the American education system do not teach you to critically think. They don't teach you about geopolitics. They don't even really want to teach you about American politics and how the American system works. They want to give you a bare minimum education. They want you to be a worker ant and work all your life until you're dead. They don't teach you the art of business. They don't really promote any of that. I mean, think about that. I mean, like I can't get mad at people because I used to get upset with people when it comes to that. But I had to think how they were educated. And then in some of our communities, we aren't given the resources for education. So sometimes we don't have the best of teachers in our schools. So, I mean, unless like me, I got more of my education outside of school. I have. I didn't learn what I know today in their schools. I didn't learn crap.
He's looking at the chat room now.
Yeah, Zoria Lyons said America taught us to be self-centered and think about ourselves as individuals instead of a unit. Well, this person right here, for Black righteous folks' home, America is our home. Who said it's not your home? Who said it's not?
First of all, he wouldn't read the whole thing that I said because I said it's not our home. I don't desire to travel. I don't need a passport. He didn't read that part though. Here we go.
Don't you got a birth certificate saying you were born in America? See that level of ignorance right there. That level of ignorance. So it's wrong for somebody to tell you to spend $130, get a United States passport that clearly says you're American, clearly says it, right? And that you can travel, take your family somewhere, do whatever to expand your options if you would like to travel or do something else. That's what I'm talking about right there. And that's why
Hey, it's Tucker
Oh, that's a
Carlson.
commercial.
Something big is coming. Probably feel it. Everybody can feel it.
talking about right there. And that's why sometimes I don't like about social media is because people take things and run with it in a way that even the person that's speaking some things not even saying or intending.
He's reading the chat room. He's going to come back to me in a minute.
No, well, TD Visions Beats, some people don't want to leave the block, and that's okay, but this is my problem. Those people that don't want to leave the block will attack people that say, yeah, I like to go, check out, take a vacation with my lady to Barbados. What you want to go over there for? This is our home here. You ain't got to go there. You can go to a beach in Miami. You ain't got to go over there. Like, why are you trying to restrict a black man or woman's movements? If they want to go.
And my argument is, why are you trying to make me feel like I have to fly? The same difference can apply to him trying to get me to fly.
Which is a valid point. That's a valid point, sis.
He think he's above criticism. And I was just pointing out to him, I'm content with being in America. I don't need to get a passport. If I desire to go, I will, but I don't. And then he just, saying this stuff right here.
Well, let them travel. They can move where they want. They can stay where they want. They want to go to Miami, fine. If they want to go to Barbados, fine. If they want to go to Panama, fine. I mean, why black folks got to be restricted to one geographical location? To me, that's dumb. I can sit my whole life in a neighborhood with the same people, looking at the same stores.
Again, he's assuming I have never traveled out of Ohio, where I'm originally from. He's assuming that I've never seen no other city or did any other thing. I have traveled before. I don't like flying too much. I've only flown 3 times my whole entire life. And that was because it was necessary. Most of the times it was a death or seeing my great uncle that was close to death. But I'm not flying just for the sake of flying because I don't trust those planes like that, nor do I want anyone to tell me I'm ignorant because I'm not doing what you said to do. He has an agenda because he's a tourist agent. And so he's trying to punk and intimidate us into feeling like that's something that we need to do because he says so. He makes money off of us by having us get passports and traveling. So you see what he has an agenda. Here we go back. Hold on.
Liquor stores, Pookie and Ray Ray. I'm sorry, I can't. That's not life to me. The same thing every day, and then you on your deathbed, you didn't see nothing but your neighborhood. What kind of life is that? I'm sorry, that's just me. And I'm not going to encourage my children to not want to see the world. Well, my children can see the world, but I will never want to be one to encourage my child to don't see nothing. You need to even go learn. Most of you that talk like that, you haven't even traveled in the United States. Let's go there. Most of you have not traveled and seen the country you live in. We're talking about right here in the United States. You haven't traveled to even the cities where black people are at to see how we are even different within different cities in the United States. And see, Keisha gets it. Keisha say she love to travel and get away from them folks. She planning her trip right now. And shout out to Keisha. Keisha got it. Keisha got it 100%. And Keisha's a black American. And Keisha has every right to travel. Let me tell you something. Our black American ancestors fought, died for us to thrive. And if Keisha wants to travel, Keisha can go to any country in the world that Keisha want to go to. And Keisha having fun. Let me tell you something. I've met black Americans. I've actually met some great black Americans traveling that I probably would have never ran into. I mean, when I went to Costa Rica recently, me and my wife met this brother and sister, Black American couple, and we did an excursion and we hung out with them all day. They were the best people ever. They was from Detroit. And I remember this other time went to South Africa, met this one sister we was all talking to from Atlanta, had a business. Like, and the black people that I do meet, like these black people, like they got it going on. They doing their thing. You know, they figured out the system, how to travel. You know, they have some inspiring stories. Some of them traveling with their children, you know, their husbands, wives. Like, what's wrong with our people traveling? Nothing.
Again, I'm going to do a response to him specific with a name, title, and tagged. But again, what's good for me, it's my prerogative on what I want to do. And if I say I'm content with being in America and F passports, it's I could say F passports. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say that in the chat room. I just said I'm an American. I'm at home. I'm not interested in traveling to Africa. That's all I said. And all of that rant that he just gave for that.
I'm gonna say. Go ahead. Well, all right. I look at the passport situation. I had a passport. I lost myself. I gotta get my shit. But the passport situation is like, all right, you wanna do vacations, okay, you wanna go out, cool. But a lot of people that use their passports a lot is because they want to visit these countries and learn shit, learn their culture. But then a lot of people don't want to fucking go get a passport and do none of this shit. And how he could say you want to be in the corner store hang around with Pookie and Ray Ray. If I want to fucking hang around with Pookie and Ray Ray, that's what I want to do. You feel what I'm saying? So basically, he just try to shit on you. Is because he's trying to big himself up and trying to belittle you.
That was just crazy. Like I said, he has an agenda, and that agenda is to get the uptick of passports and get the uptick of us leaving America to go to Africa. He is getting paid by sponsors, other people that's doing that. That's why every waking chance he gets, he talks about passports and traveling. And I'm against it because, like I said, I'm not a part of a movement. I don't want to do what others are doing like I'm a sheep. If I have to go travel, I will. If it's necessary one day that I desire to go look at some other place, then I will. I'll take the precautions and do it. He doesn't know anything about me. He's just assuming that I'm a ghetto bird that never leaves the neighborhood.
He just puts you in a ratchet position.
And that's he tried to make it seem like I'm a baby mama with kids with no baby daddy around, and I'm just drinking bottles of beer and smoking all day at the corner store and coming back to my my ghetto home. That's your children.
This is my thing, right? Now I watch Phil. I do. But Phil, you're wrong on this one, brother. You're wrong on this one. Just because people don't travel, some of them have that right because they don't want to. And some of them can't because they don't have the funds to do. It doesn't make them ignorant. So by that statement, sir, I disagree with that part of it. You can't make someone do something just because you're into Africa. Now, and I want to say this as well, right? I don't understand why Africa going back to Africa talk is so important when you have all the people that's in Africa coming to America. I don't understand that logic. It makes no sense to me. All right. And then let's just say you have the Americans that's going to Africa. Do you not know and understand? Because in the back of my cranium, I'm thinking the worst, right? And the worst would be being that I'm not them. I don't speak that language. I don't know nothing about it. It's very easy for them to punk me out. Meaning it's very easy for them to make me their slave. And Africa, God is not going, sir.
Okay. I don't want nobody trying to dictate to me anything. I'm highly offended when someone, you know how he said we would have never been educated in school and this and that. He's made it seem like we're just old
retarded and dumb
ignorant and
and shit.
retarded kids that never matured and learned anything.
But
that's why I got to get at him a little bit better than what I am right now. Out of respect for your platform, I'm not cussing and carrying on, but I'm going to be cussing and carrying on my video towards him with his name.
Where did he get his education from?
Yeah, saying that, you know, he don't know nothing about me. I wasn't raised in the hood, first off. And, you know, I am educated, you know, and like I said, I have a phobia like sister has about flying. I've only flown sometimes, only 2 times for funerals and 1 time just because. That's it. I'm not flying just to fly. And I'm definitely not taking an 18-hour flight to Africa for what?
Word.
I'm not impressed by people dancing in dirt and listen to drums. I'm sorry. I can look at you on YouTube comfortable in my place, abode, and be content like that. I ain't got to be there to hear the drums in my ear and feel the, you know, the sweatiness of the dirt. Fuck that.
It's just, you know what it is? It's just people like they want to learn cultural things, so they'll fly to these places and learn their culture. I could agree with that. You want to learn about different types of history of being first-handed with people over there. Then we're listening to people over here. You feel what I'm saying? It is a different thing, but by him forcing, he's trying to indirect force you to get something that you really don't need to get. Because if I really want to see another hood that's fucked up, I could just go up the street.
If you come from America and you go to Africa, will you be treated as royalty? Is my question.
No. And
why not when Africa is all about kings and queens? I thought we were kings and queens. So if we was king and queens, if we go to Africa, we step our foot on that soil. Why are we not at that point considered kings and queens? And why are we not at that point being treated as such? I want royalty when I step foot on that damn soil. I just had an 18-hour flight or whatever the case may be. I should be eating gold chips by the time I get there.
Yeah. and giving lemonade and
all that shit.
Colada and margarita, whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm African American. What's up? Well, you're not treating me right.
I key. Right? We all know that the motherland, Africa, has always been titled as kings and queens. It always been titled that. So if it's always been titled that and seen as that, then all men and women who step foot on that soil should be royalty. But here's my thing. Why is it that Africa is one of the richest country on the planet, but have so many poor areas? I don't understand that. Why are Africans fleeing Africa and coming to America when it's one of the most richest countries? Why are you enslaving your own people? You see your own people living in squalor and just all kinds of inhabitable conditions. Why?
I'll be back. I gotta use the bathroom.
All right. Why is that? But then yet Africans or whoever from these countries or islands can come to America and talk about Americans so bad, how they don't like Americans, but yet you're here in America. I don't understand. Get your shoes on, take your coat and your hat and your book bag and get the fuck on. You don't have to be here because you're not from here. Mm-hmm. So why be here? Why stay here? Just leave. And this is the thing that kills me. Hold on, brother. This is the thing that kills me too. You have all these Pan-Africanism people talking, trying to get us to go to Africa. And they've been talking the same song and dance for the past 10, 15 years. But yet you're still here. You have not packed your bags as yet and got on to Africa. Right? So what you need to do until all of y'all pack y'all bags and go to Africa so I can see how you're living out there. You cannot sit here and tell me, trying to make me go to Africa when you ain't even packed your own bags. You are still here. And you've been here ever since you've been singing this song. What is keeping you here? Why are you still here and trying to sell me the dream and you're not living that dream? Somebody help me out here.
A lot of the times I'll be thinking like the ones that be talking that go back to Africa shit. A lot of them they ain't never even been there themselves. You know, like there's a few handfuls that actually really literally went. The rest of them didn't fucking go. You know what I'm saying? So, but what Aki, I kind of agree with Aki on this one right here. They go to America mainly because of civil war that's going on in their countries. That may be why the economic reason. Yes, that's a good way. That's
okay,
how
so if that's the case,
the migrants coming in. That's the reason why a lot of migrants come, because of the shit that's going on over there. Because they don't have freedom of speech in a lot of these places. Because the higher up they overpower you. Money in these countries. If you got money, anything you can't say nothing about the rich person out there because they're gonna hang you, your family, all that. Nobody's going to jail.
Listen, I'm not buying that when it comes to these Africans. I have not heard of war going on in Ghana and nowhere else. So no, I'm not going with that. Okay? Because again, like I said, if that's the case, then why are these Pan-African people over here, or let's just say they're not even Pan-African. Let's just say they're just Americans be talking about we need to go to the motherland. Why are you talking about going to a motherland if they having wars? This makes no sense to me. You have to make this stuff make sense. It doesn't make sense.
A lot of it, when it comes down to all this shit, that there's no reason why, and there's no sense because people could talk about this all day and still not come up with a solution. Because why they coming over here? Why that? These countries are living poor, like how we live poor over here. They live poor over there. It's the same fucking thing. The value of money. If they value the same money that we value, they wouldn't be fucking coming over here to do none of that shit. They'll stay their asses over there because there's this. It's simple as plain. They coming over here to get a better life, but then end up doing some next fucked up shit.
Okay, so if they come over here to live a better life, how about they stop talking shit about Americans then? How about they stop doing that? You can't come to somebody else's country and want to talk about this and that and complain about this and that and the other. Meanwhile, you're not in your country because of certain circumstances. But you want to come over here and talk crazy to Americans when you're using their resources. The audacity, okay? I just want to say that. All right, the disrespect, to me, that's a disrespect to my face, and I'm not having that. I'm not going. So this is bull crap. I don't care. I'm American, and I'm going to stand up for America. Yeah, America don't like my ass. Agreed, but do your country? Your country don't like you either. That's why your ass is over here. Let's talk about it.
And the thing is, it doesn't translate into us all of a sudden because we're being neglected here. Means that now I need to be bothered with you over there. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't know each other. I don't have rapport with you. I don't have trust with you. I don't have love for you. Talking about unifying and sharing our resources with you. What are we gaining? Nothing.
I want to know if I take my Spanish ass over there, are they gonna give me money?
They ain't giving you shit.
Word.
You better hold out a can on the sidewalk or the dirt that's up there.
I'm panhandling with a Pan African. Yo, I had to throw some laughter.
I should have known that was coming somewhere. It was a long time coming.
Yo, I had to see. Yo, that shit came right in time because I had to laugh myself. But what this is is what they trying to do, make Africa American, America Africa? Like, what the fuck?
We're trying to swap us out. They're trying to do a switcheroo. Is what they're doing.
I ain't trying to walk with no fucking lion, man, beside me, nigga. Hell no.
I got to take Boo Boo's out for the bathroom. I just remember she's looking at me crazy. I'll be back.
All right. So I'm like, I think that is. What up? But yeah, it's like, this is a fight that is always gonna lead to a argument that's basically nobody isn't gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna win.
Over here talking. Abraham is over here talking crap. Yo, brother, don't you think you need to be over there in the other land kissing the ground? I'm gonna need for you to pack your bags too, sir, and get on. Assalamu alaikum, or whatever, whatever y'all speak. I'm gonna learn that. I ain't got it yet, but I'm gonna learn it. Watch. Go ahead, brother.
Listen, all right. I look at it like this, man. It's because a lot of the Muslims be looking at it like, I don't know. I don't want to get to that type of shit.
But how can it look, Aki? How can it look biased? Just because I'm taking up for America, now I'm taking up for America is biased. But as long as we're not talking about Africa, right? You wouldn't say nothing. But now that I'm taking up for America, now it's biased. No, I'm not being biased. It's simple as I just said. I'm not going to. Are you going to Africa, Brother Aki? Abraham, are you going to Africa? I just want to know.
Aki, we already, like, all right. There's a point. And the end of the line is never gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna always be. Everybody's gonna be. They're gonna try to label everybody as a African, because if you go down history line, you're gonna always find an African in your lineage, and they're gonna always identify that as, oh, you got African in you, and so you label as an African. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So
see, and this is why I drew it out of him. You see what I just did? I drew it out of Aki. Very good, Aki. Because I wanted you to say that you were African. See, that's why I said the reason why you're talking, because you are African. So it's okay for you to defend Africa and talking about Africa's not this and that and the other. So it's okay for you to defend Africa. But it's not okay for us Americans to defend Americans. Because if we do, now we're being biased. See how that goes? But thank you for coming out with you are African. So now we know the reason why you're talking. Thank you, sir.
Me, I'm talking. Take it.
Okay, brother. Michael, I'm sorry.
Nah. I kind of figured that too, because the way he was saying, like, yo, he African or some shit. But all right, that's even better, because we talking about Africa. What does Africa do for you, Aki, that America did for you?
Don't go, Aki. Don't go. Stay and talk. Oh, all right. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, you remember? Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, this is crazy.
I see you later. Hasta la vista, baby.
Oh man. Sometimes I just crack myself up.
Yo, Aki, go back to Africa. Fuck it, is what it is.
Oh man. This is crazy. I mean, man, the African talk and all that. Like I said, it just has to make sense to me. It just don't make sense. Number one, it's just like I said, how can you be over here talking this African stuff, but you still living here in America. You have not packed your bags, but you're trying to convince us to go over there. Meanwhile, all of them is trying to come over here. It makes no sense. It has to make sense. Is all I'm saying. Like, think about it. It just have to make sense, and it doesn't.
Yo, Aki, bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't get yourself. Keep it respectful. Don't get.
He said this is so bigoted.
Nah, he said SYM. I already know what that means.
Listen, I have the most biggest headache, and I am really trying to get through this live stream. And Aki is trying to mess with me right now.
Yeah, we already. Yo, Aki, salam. That's it. With some bacon and salami, nigga. Going crazy now, bro. You over here telling niggas, yo, bro, I know what them 3 words mean, bro. So stop, bro, for real. You could go eat some bacon or fucking cow, nigga. Do some or pig, whatever the fuck you want to eat, nigga.
But yeah, this I don't know. Like I said, I like Phil, but Phil, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You said what you said. Okay, fine. You said it. But again, it is just like I said, like, you can't just go around calling people ignorant just because they don't travel. I'm going to say this, just because the main thing here is what he's getting at. If you haven't got your passport to go to Africa, you're ignorant. But he tried to put everything else in there so it won't make it seem as if he's only talking about Africa. But I read between the lines. No, Brother Phil, you talking about people that haven't been to Africa, haven't gotten their passport to travel to Africa. They are ignorant. And I disagree with that, Brother Phil. I disagree. Not everybody are capable of doing so, Brother Phil. And some people can't. Again, like me, I'm scared of heights. I don't like planes. I'm not getting on the plane. That alone, 18 hours. Do you know what happened to me if I'm in the air 18 hours? I bet you I probably won't even wake up out of my sleep. I probably wouldn't even wake up. I probably done had a heart attack just knowing I'm up there. It's like, no, come on, man. That's a bit too much. Yo. Hey, Brother Tyrone Church. Oh, wow. Good to see you, brother. Haven't seen you in so long. How you been, sis? Brother Tyrone Church?
Yo, sis, you know who Aki is, right?
Wait, let me get on camera. Let me say hi to my brother, Tyrone. Hi, Brother Tyrone. Hello. Good to see you. All right.
You know who Aki is, huh?
Huh?
You know Aki is trolling the fuck out of us. Man.
Aki can get this work. That's what Aki can get.
Aki get this work, nigga. You heard? I was about to say some shit. I was like, I caught myself. I was about to say some shit.
I'm just saying for everybody y'all just have to be vigilant of what's going on in this world and around you. Okay, you have to get the information in the news the best way that you can, but don't just don't sit on one side. You understand? You have so many people that's out here that's really don't know what's going on in the world at all, because all they're interested in who got the biggest car, the better house. You got people out here that's more entertained with these celebrities that's not giving you nothing. You got people that's more out here seeing who they could sleep with, because that's more important than stacking your paper and getting your life right. Okay, so you really don't know what's going on in this world.
Brother, speak, sister, speak.
You're sleeping. Y'all need to wake up.
Yo, listen.
Wake up. Education and information is infinite.
It don't matter what you is. If you African, you have your own native people out there. If you're American, you have your own native people out here. I'm from Puerto Rico. I have my own native people. We all live in the cities of the United States. Okay, fine. We are labeled as this, but we are now growing older. The time that a lot back in the day, a lot of people didn't read books, so they wouldn't get the information. And now we live in a day of time on internet that they finding the information. Now they understanding who they are, and they want to keep it that way. It's not they don't want to vanish they heritage, but they want to keep their native name up and running. Everybody know we all mix with something. We all know that shit. But would I want to keep my name? Yeah. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I keep you heard? From Brooklyn, nigga. You heard me?
You heard?
Hey, yo, and trust me. Just trust in me. You don't want to do that. But anyway, so I do my research on my Taino culture. Me and Sis was doing that shit for what, 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
We was doing a Taino culture. We looking up and we finding out straight. He said, "Nigga, you yeah, nigga. I'm Puerto Rican that live in the United States, nigga."
He said, "Nigga, you a Puerto Rican who lives in the U.S."
Nigga, you damn right, nigga. I live in the U.S. My family was brought here.
Your family was brought here. They didn't come off the banana boat.
In the 30s, man. In the 30s, man. My family was my family tree comes from the 30s when we got landed in Americas, man. You heard? So
where was they brought from?
From what? From
where was your parents brought here from?
From Borinque.
Oh.
You know what I mean? My great grandmother brought here from Borinque, nigga. I'm American.
What's that word, nigga?
I don't know what it is. I'm American. I'm a Puerto Rican American that love my people and love all people. No matter what color you are, I love all people. But when it comes down to draw a line, what is? Nah, I'm all right. Nah, I'm okay. It comes to draw a line that you gotta ask yourself a question. You gotta ask yourself a question: is why you want people to force you to do something that you don't want to do, and why they trying to imprint something that is really that's not our land. Like if you telling black people to leave their land, the motherland's over there, but there's black people that was born on this land that they was here for a real period long time. So how can Africans say this ain't their land?
Right.
So,
because they're saying the root of it comes from Africa. So if the root comes from Africa, no matter where you land, you're still an African, is what they're trying to say.
Yo, Aki, you gonna block me, nigga? Block me, nigga. You heard? Can't block me here, boy. You heard me? Ask me a question. Any question you want, nigga.
Aki Abraham is blacking out in the chat.
Yeah, he said, yo, before I block you.
I think his turban on too tight.
Oh.
Hey, I'm back. I had to take boo-boos.
Oh man!
At the same time that you guys are live, we're live. Kiki is live talking about the missing lady from the Gambia. So I was multitasking outside, but I have nothing else left to say because I have a headache as well, like you do. So if you want to wrap this up or say anything else, or whatever, let me know.
We was having fun with Aki.
Oh, who's Aki?
So African brother that's coming out our necks right now.
What is he offended over? I'm confused. I never found out what he was mad about.
America.
Okay, because we say we're American, that's what got him triggered.
Yeah, because we talking down on the Africans. We're not talking
that's what I
down.
don't get. It's like we accept their tribe and their traditions and their identity, but they just won't respect ours. They just will not do it. That's why, whatever. I'm good.
Yo,
all right,
Aki already knew that. I already knew who you was.
What's going on? Who is he? Is he another person that normally?
Aki, the whole time, Aki is a close friend to us.
Oh, you're talking about problematic.
Aki is a close friend to us. Yeah, that's problematic right there. Trolling the fuck out of us, bro.
And he's getting upset about us talking about our identity.
No, he's playing. He's
trolling the fuck out
trolling.
of us.
He's trolling.
But he is African though. He is African.
But he is African though. Yeah, that is true.
He said he's not problematic.
He's not problematic.
Oh,
he's Aki Abraham.
Oh, I didn't think. I just thought that was his troll account, like that. People have troll accounts like I do. So,
Aki said, "Check my phone. I'm gonna find out who Aki is."
Anyway, sister, I really appreciate you doing this live, but I really want to catch Kiki a little bit because she's talking about that lady missing.
Aki is a funny nigga.
I want to hear what she has to say about that.
Love you, Aki.
I finished it.
I can't hear you.
I said thank you for coming up and doing this stream with me. Of course, you already know it was a pleasure, and you can always use my channel when you have to. That's not a problem. But girl, my head is kicking.
We'll talk again, but yeah, my head is, after talking about the migrants, I started getting a headache. That's why I wanted to do it last, but you wanted to do it first, and I was like, oh my god, I'll be getting a headache.
Yeah, because that's my baby right there. But I had a headache before I came up here. I just didn't say anything because I didn't want to put the stream off again, so I just came up here anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, just take care of yourself now. Let's just call it quits, and thank you and everybody that's supporting our stream. Please like the video. Please share the video. All videos, by the way, is under fair use for educational and research purposes. This is not Islamophobic. This is not hate speech. This is about what is happening to Americans when it comes to the government failing us and pretty much putting illegal aliens or immigrants on a pedestal over us, and it's not, in our opinion, right. So that's not hate, that's just observation. So, and about us talking about our identity, again, Africans got to get over the fact that we have the right to self-identify, and if they feel some kind of way, oh well. If they can't respect us self-identifying, then whatever. That's all I got to say.
Very well said, sister. Thank you so much, and I love you.
All right, love you too. Love you more. And you too, Michael. Have a nice one.
You too, sis. Abraham, Aki Abraham, you still?
Nigga,
He's still.
Aki is funny. Aki is an ill nigga. Yo, I knew who Aki was the whole time, bro.
I told you, Aki is in the chat tripping because his turban is on too tight. You better loosen up that turban, Aki. You do understand and know who you're talking to, right? You know how I gives it up. You heard?
Yeah. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. When Aki started texting more, talking more, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with this nigga, bro. But I'm just gonna let him talk. And I was like, you know what? I gotta say something to Aki.
Aki, you do understand you have a turban on, right?
Yo, Aki, man, you need
it's a turban. It's not a kufi.
You need to take off them tight ass Nike the Nike sweatsuits, them tight Nike sweatsuits that look like spandex on you. Yeah, your turban is giving you it's fucking with the middle of the vein in your forehead. Go eat a bacon.
Okay, Aki. Okay.
Go eat a bacon sandwich. Yeah.
All right, but For real though, I'm tired. My head is hurting. I gotta fix me something to eat before I pass out. Thank you everybody for coming in the chat. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button.
My son had called me. I gotta call you. I'll see you later, sis. I love you.
All right, I love you. Bye. So again, don't forget to hit the like button, everybody. And I will be our kid is trying to tighten up his turban. What was I saying? But yeah, so I gotta go now, y'all. Again, thank you everybody for coming. I really, really appreciate it. But I got to go. My head is killing me and I'm tired and I gotta eat. But I appreciate you all so much. And until next time, everybody, stay safe. Peace. Afro Goddess is out. Bye.